in Palestine, Israel, and many of them have plenty of experience in the tourism industry sector. So, yes. Is there anything else, Abu Simon? Would you like to?
No, that's enough. I think, Joshua, you can start. Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much for having me today. As was just said, I am a creative facilitator in England and across Europe, talking to groups of different people about how we can apply creative solutions to tasks, any tasks, whether in business or in performance, community work. I myself started as a young person on an arts project in Manchester in the UK. I was a young person taking part. My area is an area that was seen as an area that needed help in terms of both support for libraries and creative spaces. And so an arts venue came to my area and taught me stuff that I know today and things that I present to other people. So I have knowledge in creative arts, but more so creative thinking. And I enjoy working with groups like you who I've never met before. And I like to hear what you have to say, what you can teach me and what I can teach you. So this is what the session will be today, talking a little bit about creative thinking. And you need to, there's a phrase in the UK called bear with me. I don't know if you're familiar with this. So this means you just take it one step at a time. So with whatever I throw to all of you today, take it one step at a time, digest it. So what I will do is I'll share my screen. And again, if there is anything that needs clearing up, please just put in the chat any questions you have. I can't share my screen just yet. Let me just try. I think I need to be made a host again. Talking about creativity as well, it's also, we're going to talk about some of the key factors as why being creative is important and can be applied to anything. So here is the screen. Okay, thumbs up, can everybody see? Yes? Yeah, so creative thinking. Here is just a small screen of what we've just talked about. This is a picture of Manchester on the right hand side. Manchester is a growing city. There are lots of arts venues as well as businesses and housing. Manchester is a place I have lived all of my life, and a place where I work, where my family live, and a place that I love quite a lot. There is an argument in the UK as to how big Manchester is going to become, because it's forever growing, and some people in the area feel like it's growing too much. But I do lots of work with communities discussing these conversations. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to ask a question to everybody. This is my session, but I'm going to put it to you first and say, what is creative thinking? When I say creative thinking, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Please speak out loud or speak in the chat feature in Zoom. Let's have a look. So does anybody want to talk about what creative thinking is? Anybody have a thought what creativity is? I'm trying to find people on my screen. I will come back to this. So 7 ways we can benefit from creative thinking. You can become a better problem solver from creative thinking. So for example, small problems or big problems, you can apply creative thinking to that. Have you heard of the phrase before, think outside of the box? Yeah. So thinking outside of the box is something that is quite interesting, and also seen in children a lot. You know, you ask a child what they would like to do and what they would like to see, and the child immediately says, I want to see this, 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 this. They think about lots of options. They're very confident with what they say a lot of the time, and they are very self-aware. I think that what happens at a certain age is people become maybe less creative as they become more aware of their jobs, worries, surroundings, and this is where sometimes creativity maybe then
Lamar.
Is somebody there? Hello?
If you can make me co-host, I can help with
Yes, I'm just tapping the screen.
and I can help mute people who have forgotten their mic on.
Yeah. Can you see?
Yes, it's fine now.
How is that? Yes. Are you co-host now, Omar?
You have made me.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to keep my screen like this because my mouse disappeared then, but you can all see the screen, can't you? So apologies, let's continue. So becoming a better problem solver, yes, is one of them. So we can apply creative thinking to problem solving, which we will talk about in this session soon. Connecting with your community, because creativity is often seen as a language. To be creative opens you up to different conversations and different people. As I say, money is involved with creative thinking when we talk about problem solving and how it can help business or help you as an individual solve problems. Being more sort of well-being is a word that is very a lot in England now, the well-being and mindfulness, stress relief. Creative thinking can be practiced and help with well-being a lot of the time, which we will talk about again today. But as I say, we will talk a little bit about the general factors of creative thinking, and I do want you to have fun with this session. I understand that everybody has had a day today. Everybody may have been working, but again, just have fun with the tasks that we have today. First of all, I wanted to talk a little bit about creative thinking and do a little task with you. This task is something, again, that I want you to have fun with, and I want you to also understand that I'm asking you to do this for a reason. It's not for no reason. There is a reason for everything I'm asking today. Has everybody got a pen with them today? So if you have a pen, get a pen. Yes, I see pens on the screen. Okay. Now you can have pens that are very different. There, you've got pens of all different types. What I want you to do is to look at the pen you are using now, and I want you to give this pen a name. like a child of yours, I want you to give this pen a name, and I want you to tell me what this name is. You can call it whatever you want. Imagine you have a new pet dog or goldfish. You're giving them a name. What is the name of your pen? Does anybody like to tell me the name of their pen? And I'm telling you now, be creative. Who is this? Is it pronounced Elias? No? Yes, I see. What is the name of your pen?
You are on.
Oh, you're on mute.
Yes.
For some reason, I called him Johnny.
Johnny.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else want to share the name of their pen?
Yes, I would say its name is Sam. Can I?
Oh, okay. Sam the pen. Very nice.
Sam,
I know that
very nice.
people will be listening to your call now and thinking, what are they talking about? But we've got Sam, Johnny, Any other pens? Any other pens that we have?
Blue.
Any other pens? Let's see. Omar, do you have a pen? Yes, green pen.
I called it Darwish. It's after, I mean, we have a famous poet called Mahmoud Darwish, so it's his surname.
Sure.
So
What name?
Darwish, it's after a famous Palestinian poet called Mahmoud Darwish. Darwish also means a person who's simple.
Okay, so this is what I think is interesting with your mind and with creativity. It is something that is oh, my Wi-Fi is slow. Something that is unusual. You know, when somebody asks you to be creative, you find different parts of your brain and you find different people or things that you have done before. So I think it's interesting to find, you think of this pen and you think of a poet, you think of this name. That is interesting to me. Second of all, I want to now look at something that I discussed in a past workshop of mine, but something that I thought would be very good for this session. This is a task I would like everybody to get involved with, and I would like you to you know, use pen and paper if you have that, or write it on your computer. This is a creative task that really looks at creative thinking in a broad way. This is an ice cream. Okay, so this is when we talk about business. I was asked to create a new flavor of ice cream for a very, very busy area in Manchester. It was a park, there was a stream in the park, there was a shop that sold ice cream and cakes and sweets and candies. There was a play area for children. This area was very busy and it was in Manchester. And so in Manchester, they said, we need a special ice cream for this area where somebody can come to this area to buy this ice cream, and it says Manchester. It says what it is all about. So I ask you, ice cream, what do you think about ice cream? Yeah, it's nice, it's good. It's maybe chocolate, maybe strawberry, pistachio. There's different thoughts about ice cream. When I think about Manchester, there are many different things specific to Manchester. And one of those is the bee. The honeybee is a very big symbol of Manchester, because the honeybee is a symbol for the workers, the people who worked in Manchester in the past, working in factories, working together. So I thought, okay, how do we make the bee an ice cream? Because I don't want bee ice cream, but the bees make honey. So why not have a honey ice cream? So that was thinking creatively about what is a symbol of this area and how do I make that with my ice cream? So as well as honey, I thought, what else can show this this story of Manchester, the story of factories? And I thought about this, which is a chocolate flake. I don't know if you have these. It's a nice chocolate flake. This costs £1 in the UK, which is something that everybody loves. And this was a symbol of the chimneys, that in the factories, you would have smoke that came out of the chimneys, okay? So for me, it was a question of, here is now an ice cream that when you look at it as the history of Manchester, the symbol of a bee through the honey, and it's something that everybody can enjoy. If you don't eat ice cream, you can't enjoy, but you can still look at it. What I wanted to ask everybody else, I wanted to put another thought on here, because again, it was a way of talking about business and about self-progression in being creative thinking. You may do work every day and you get asked a question. They say, how do you get to your work? How do you get to your building where you work? And you say, oh, I get the bus every day. The transport, it takes 2 hours. It's a bus, it's very long, it's very warm. End of the story. There's no more question about that. But why don't you maybe think creatively about how to get to work? Now, I'm not suggesting you get roller skates or wheels on your shoes and fly down the hill to get to work, because that isn't realistic. But what I do suggest is thinking about creative ways to make that journey better. This journey may become better by having a fan that you have on your journey on the way, or thinking creatively, maybe you can walk half of the way, or you can make it a more enjoyable experience. What I want to talk about now is this creative task that I want everybody to do with this time we have together in the session. So a new shop has opened in your area. Now, this new shop or store sells coffee, sells food, sandwiches. It has opened in your area, maybe an area you live or an area you work. For example, if you are a tour guide and this is a shop where you stand to meet people, for example, this shop is new and they've asked you if you can create something that will attract people to come and buy or drink and eat at this store. So you need to advertise the store. This involves an outdoor attraction. So this involves you stood outside potentially. And money is not a question. You have all the money to do this for this task. How great. That's a good thing, isn't it? But I want you to be creative, okay? What you have each is a plank of wood, okay? Wood. You have some paint to paint something with. You have a person, yourself, you. You have a cardboard box. You also have some feathers. And you have 4 cups to drink from or to wear as a hat. And you also have a dog. Now, I want you to use all of these things and create something that will bring attention to this shop. So when I walk by, oh, that's a shop that is different, okay? What will you do with these materials creatively to make people come to this shop? Now, I'm going to give 10 minutes for you to think about this, and you can either write down on a piece of paper what you think. You can maybe draw a quick picture of what you are creating, or you can maybe discuss it between you or have a think about it and then talk back as to what you would do. So I'm going to give some minutes for you to now do this. And again, I would say that I am pushing you into this. I would just want you to have fun. The purpose of, or the way to activate creativity is through having a bit of fun. So my gift to you is to be able to have some fun with this. Please use these materials and create anything to bring attraction to the shop. Does anybody have any questions? No?
It looks like a very difficult task, Josh.
Very difficult, but also there is no pressure. There is no pressure to create something that is amazing. It is just something that comes straight to your mind. Remember what I said about children. If I asked a group of children to do this, they would already have an answer. And this is where we need to learn from those children that have the confidence to be able to just create without worrying about it first. So with these materials, create something. I'll give you an example while you're thinking. I may take a plank of wood and paint it in blue, stick some feathers to it, and also turn it into a table. And on the table, I place the dog. And on the dog, I create a costume out of the paper cups. The dog is now a dinosaur because I can paint the cups green. The dog is a dinosaur. And people go, wow, look at that shop with the dinosaur outside. Maybe children would enjoy that. I would as well. Don't pretend that you would not enjoy the dog dressed as a dinosaur, because I know that you would. So please now take this time. I will do the same. I will create an idea myself. It is now 3:28. So I will give till 3:32. And then I will, that is my time. It's 5:32, I believe, in your country. So let's give that time now, just a few moments to write some ideas. And then I would like you all to share the ideas you come up with, please. Okay. If you have any questions, please ask anytime. And you can imagine some music in your head at this time. Imagine some music to allow you to be creative. Okay. Okay. I would say if you find an idea and you think it's funny, you think it makes you laugh, then that is a good idea. Does anybody have any questions at the moment, or does anybody have anything to share at the moment? Not yet?
I have, I don't know.
Yeah, okay. If you have something to share, please do.
Okay, so what I've drawn is I've taken the piece of wood, I hanged on it the 4 feathers.
Yeah.
And under each feather, I've placed a plastic cup. And I put the dog in the box.
Okay.
And the dog throws the water, the paint on the, so I don't know, I don't know, you give the dog a candy or something, I don't know, and the dog pulls the paint, and the paint goes on the plate, and then it goes into the 4 different feathers, and it drops to the 4 cups, and you make a bet which cup would be filled more with paint.
I like that, because this seems like a bit of a game, and it's interactive, so people can be involved with this. When people perform on the street, they perform, they make people laugh. This is a similar experience, maybe, where people can view and watch. I like that. Okay. See, very creative. Okay. At this time, I will share this picture. This is the dog on a box with cups and feathers. The sign here says dog, dragon. Okay, I would 100% walk past and stop. Would anybody else like to share their idea of this creative solution? Like anybody?
May I?
Yes.
Okay. So mine is similar to Omar's, but I suggest maybe the dog is standing on the box
Mm-hmm.
and writing on the board. This is my favorite place. And
Okay.
decorating it with feathers and so forth.
Nice. We all like the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very good. Thank you. Does anybody else have another one to share? I love to hear different ideas because
It's the only.
yes,
Okay, sorry.
go on.
Is the only dog that attracts to the shop, or do we have to have another creation ideas that attract to the shop apart from the dog?
Yes, well, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items here. You can
Mhm.
you can use 1, 3, all. You can use
Mhm.
any of these items to create
Mhm.
anything. The dog can be this, or the dog doesn't have to be part of it. So
Oh, I see. Okay.
yes, so it could just be a man with a box on the head, with
Okay.
a face on the box. I don't know if that is interesting, but it is an option. So you can use anything here, not just the dog. You can use anything.
Mhm.
So does anybody have another creative idea from all of these items that they want to share, or just a general thought from this idea?
I would say maybe the man can be beside the door as a welcoming
Yeah.
to the shop, maybe, or you have holding something like the cups, try to create something in front of the people, so to
Yeah.
attract the people towards to the shop itself
Yeah.
can be one of thing. As a tool to attract the people attention while they're passing by through that place, can be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I would say also, when we think about any form of business or attracting audiences or just
Mhm.
generally, we think as well about who is this for?
Mhm.
And I think that is also something to think about when you use these items. Who do you want to attract to this shop? Specific young people, older people, maybe people who drink coffee, if this is a coffee shop.
Mhm.
But I like the idea of using the person to welcome and then find something to see.
Yeah, this is an idea.
Yeah, I like that. Does anybody else have an idea to share?
I have a small idea here. We
Okay.
make some kind of a lottery, and the 100th customer would win a dog, and we write that. Why not?
Yeah, why not? You have a dog. There is a dog, so you can
Yeah.
give the
But
dog
it has to
away.
be the 100th. It has to be the 100th customer. So nobody knows who's the 100th. So
Okay, yeah.
so
So
you need to drag in as many as you can. So this is my
yeah,
idea.
that is a business idea. Yeah, this is when you now give the dog away, and the children are crying, and you're giving the dog. Okay. Yes, good. I like the different ideas. This is very good to share. One idea can inspire another idea. So there is a few more people on this conversation. I'm looking at the names here. Would anybody else like to share an idea or ask a question about this? The more people that share is good. Anybody? I will give a chance for anyone to speak. Not yet.
Can be sorry, can I can be
Yes.
creating like colors of the cup, what do you call it, colors of different colors that will attract the people to the shop itself, make it a distinguished color of different place, so that will make it special to attract the people to the shop. The
Yes.
colors of,
Yes.
that's one idea.
Yes, of course.
I
of
don't know
course.
if it's be applicable or not.
Yes, it would. Everything is an option. Everything is an option here. I think what is interesting is these are questions and objects that you would maybe not put together usually. And these are questions, I'm asking to do something now which is unusual. We don't get asked to do things like this very often, but this would be classed as a creative task. We do creative things all of the time. A lot of the time, we do creative things because we are lazy. Sometimes I maybe lay at home and I want to reach my remote control, and I say, oh, I don't want to reach this remote control. So I get a brush, a pen, stick together and press the remote. Now, this is maybe good, this is maybe bad, but this is an example of being creative every day. This example I have here today with the shop is not everyday creative, but it is something that will provoke a creative opinion. One question that I have with this, I spoke about the ice cream. If you were to make an ice cream for the place that you live, what would this ice cream be? When I spoke about this for Manchester, were there any ideas that you have for an ice cream? Ice cream is something that is regular where you are. Yeah, ice cream. So what would be a ice cream idea for where you live? Personal to where you live. I understand that everybody on this call knows about the area because they tell and talk a lot about the area. They teach other people. So I know that you can all talk a lot. So talk to me about your ice cream.
I can start.
Go, please.
Have you been to Jerusalem?
Unfortunately not.
Okay. If you plan to come and you want a guide, we can give you a discount rate, Josh.
Yeah. I will give you ice cream and a dog. You can give me
So Jerusalem, the old city is built behind, there's a wall, an old wall, an ancient wall built on it. So I would make the cone instead of, out of biscuit, would look like the walls of Jerusalem, and ice cream would be like the domes of the churches and the mosques of that city.
Fantastic.
The Jerusalem ice cream.
The Jerusalem ice cream. Amazing. That's a great idea. I like that idea. Anybody else have idea for a flavor or something to put into? Is there a food of Jerusalem? A popular flavor?
Yes, falafel, shawarma.
Falafel ice cream. Oh, maybe not. maybe just a cone and falafel. Does anybody have any ideas as well about an ice cream style or an ice cream flavor? I know that it's more difficult to share ideas over Zoom and not in person together, but does anybody else have anything they would like to say? I'm looking at some names. Or anybody?
Yeah, maybe because it's mostly a desert area, so you can create something looks like a palm tree, with a comb
Mhm.
like that, and
Yes.
enjoy like ice cream flavor of date flavor.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know, because through my experience as a tour guide in Bethlehem, they had like a name, a famous name of ice branch in all Europe is called Sigfredo. So they attract the people while they're going from the parking place to the church and come back. It's to attract them is they want to have what do you call it? Ice cream, soft drinks, and panoramic view, and they put the car of the Pope inside because the Pope visited the place. So they use that car to as attention to attract the people about the place because it's a coffee espresso, like Italian atmosphere, what I
Yeah.
would say. A panorama that will see all over Bethlehem, let's say.
Wow.
So we use that as a passing by when people want to go to the toilet or anything, they want to use the facilities over there. So this is
Oh.
kind of attracting near the Church of Nativity.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That I think that with all creative thinking,
Mhm.
when I think of a creative idea, it just happens. You know, when you share your ideas, you share a creative idea and then think, how did I find that? That is an interesting thought. With this this session, what is interesting is these tasks are something to allow you to have a trial and error, you know, to be able to try and fail, and to try and then create something. So with that in mind, the ice cream now that I want to eat, because we've talked about ice cream a lot, but also I would like to now look at another task. This task is something that may need the cameras just to see. But this task is, are you familiar with the term doodling? So doodling is like this, a drawing. Very quick sketch. So something that helps me be creative, for example, you have Zoom in the morning, Zoom in the middle of the day, Zoom in the evening, Zoom every day, all day. You're bored, you're doodling, drawing. This is what I do. So I'm watching Zoom, I'm doing classes, or I'm at work. I draw little doodles, but creative ideas happen when doing this. So I would like to give some time for doodling. And I want to also talk about how when I talk about lots of creative things, these are things that people say, it's not important. Creative it's okay, but why is it important? Doodling, drawing is a waste of time. I need to go to work. Or, you know, it's for children. It's for young people to do. I don't need to do this. But what I would like to really stress and talk about is how being the creative is an opportunity for you to use different parts of the mind that you maybe don't use and help you relate to people. You can understand people a little bit more. I'm a performer personally, so I do theatre and acting, and being able to play different characters. I may play a character who is older than me, a character that is from a different part of the world, and I learn about them and I can understand them a bit more. I don't ask everybody to become an actor or performer, but I do ask to allow creativity to help you understand people. So what I would like you to do is all please get a paper or a notebook or something and a pen, and just draw, doodle, draw. Now, just for 1 minute. 1 minute. I will time. 1 minute. Just draw anything. Whatever happens in your mind. Go. I will do the same. Okay. Okay. Okay, so everybody is drawing anything they would like. This can be a picture of where they are, or a memory or a thought. Just enjoy, draw anything. You may be surprised with what you draw. It says a lot about the person. Okay. Okay. You can stop drawing whenever you have done. I mean, who draws anyway? Who is a doodler? Who sketches? Anybody? Does anybody draw? Give a thumbs up if you do, thumbs down if you don't. Kind of half and half. Yeah. Okay, has anybody, well, I mean, I don't know why. Yes, somebody has a thumbs up, I see there. For some reason, this is what I created there. It's a palm tree, maybe, because somebody says palm tree, and also a boat. Maybe this is because I am in one country, you are in the other country, and we are connecting. I don't know. This is not therapy, this is just creativity. So who would like to show me their drawing? You could maybe turn your camera on at the moment now. Everybody can share or put their drawing. Oh, so let's have a look. Elias, that's right. Yeah, has a sun and has a is that a castle? Is that a castle? Yeah, okay. Anybody else? Please share their. Oh, okay, yeah. At a guide, yeah. Ah, is that a bird of some sort? I think maybe. That's interesting. Yeah. Ah, is this a tree? A tree?
Christmas tree.
Christmas tree. Yeah. It has baubles. Okay. That's good. Anybody else? If you want to turn your camera on and share something you have drawn, that you can also do that. This is interesting because everything I talk about in this session is something that I want you to take away, to remember, because I can't, I'm not magic, a wizard. I can't say creative, done. But what I can do is just remind you that creativity is an option all of the time. If you have a question that is yes and no, you can ask, maybe, what about this? There is options all of the time. And I would like you to think about this in your work and in your life. Think about questions that you get asked. Think about opportunities that happen. I think as we get older, we get used to the things that we do. We get very comfortable in what we do. And I would always say to challenge yourself and those questions to then be able to provoke creativity. Okay? So when I say to you, doodle, draw, you do this in the session, but how about finding time in your day to purposefully draw? Somebody comes to you and says, why are you drawing? What, you say, I don't know, I just am. This is a chance to be able to think and be creative. I had a chance in Manchester where I worked with a group of children today. I went to a school with children to deliver some stickers you know, with faces on. And the school had one story about a giant who came in and destroyed the town. And the people of the town were very mad at the giant and locked him up. And so the mother of the giant came to rescue. This was all the children got told. The children then were asked to go into their groups and create a visual story together. Every child did this, and wow, they had new stories, they had characters. Some of them made the big bad villain, made them good, made them different. It's about thinking about things in a different way. When you are maybe making food or eating food, think about different ways you can make the food different. Think about what you could have with the food. Like I say, you can't have falafel ice cream. Well, why? Maybe, okay, it's not nice, but I've never tried it. I don't know. Have you ever tried falafel ice cream? No, it might be nice. These are things that I would count as being creative. You know, people will also think different things about you, but it is creative. Okay, so we have talked about the ice creams. We have talked about the also the sketching. We spoke about the childlike thoughts that may help us to create more creative things. But one thing I would like to share again is what we spoke about at the beginning of the session, as we come to a sort of end of the session, is these things here. I want to make sure that it's understood that when we talk about creative things like drawing, and they seem unreasonable, they seem maybe quite small, they really do add up like a brick, like a wall. These small things add up to a bigger mindset, a bigger way of thinking creatively. So as I say, become a better problem solver and saving money. These things are attached. And today we only have an hour for me to talk, for you to share. There is so much more. And I think what I have shared today are the very beginning of those conversations and thoughts. But all I would say is be more creative whenever you want to be. Just do it. Don't worry about other people. I will show this again. We talk about confidence and self-belief 100 times on Zoom during COVID-19 and lockdown. Similar to this session, maybe somebody says, do this, and I have an idea. They say, share the idea. I say, nope. Bye. I am not sharing my idea because the idea isn't good. But what I say is the idea is your idea, so it is good. Okay, so think about this as well. Always challenge yourself and use that confidence. My last task is something for you to do at home now. Draw a happy memory that you have. Okay, so you can do this now, or you can do this after the call, but I want you to draw something for a happy memory. This drawing may involve a person that you know. If it does, you do this and share it with that person. Send them a photograph of this picture on email or, you know, social media, for example. This is a way of starting creative conversations. It starts with you and can continue with other people. Okay, so please go away and think about a happy memory to draw and share. I would also like to say, is there any questions or thoughts or anything you would like to ask me in these last moments that I could maybe a question of where can I find more information or what to do, please, you can ask now. This is a time to ask any questions.
Hi, this is Hijazi. Thank you for the session. I'm thinking about the creative thinking. Welcome. Creative thinking or ideas. Sometimes you have to be crazy if you're with thinking, and sometimes you have to pay attention of the some ideas you think are silly. So because you have to try, and even these issues, maybe you think, or the others, and be crazy of your ideas. Sometimes you get to the point that is, you know, creativity means that you do something others they don't do it, or they don't think about it, or maybe they think about it, or they don't have, you said, the confidence, self-confidence, or the courage to talk about or to do it. So sometimes you have to have this, you know, ideas as I think about, you know, how to be creative. Thank you again. Thanks for Sabila and for our friends for this session and other activities. Thanks.
Yes, that's very good to hear, and thank you. I would say yes, there is a thought of, you said it here, sometimes being creative, you have thoughts that other people don't, and that's a good thing for you, because then you can be ahead or think differently. Would anybody else like to say or share anything?
Yeah, I would. Can I?
Yes.
Yeah, we had, I mean, me and the family together, we decided that something different to open at Bethlehem, which is a restaurant called Mexican restaurant, came in our mind, and we name it Mariachi. So came because it's totally different from what is the atmosphere of the restaurants inside Bethlehem, which is a barbecue. So when we went to open that restaurant, we created something new atmosphere for the families. So they start people to come and use the Mexican food, which is not really frequent by the people, most of people in Bethlehem, who only travels. So that was one of the creative ideas, is to attract something in Bethlehem, which is called the Mexican food. And we brought the people who to sing. We invited people, the ambassadors from from Latin America in Tel Aviv, and brought them to Bethlehem. And we had a big celebration at that time. It was in 1996. And now we changed it from mariachi to a rancho. It's like a garden means in Mexican. So it's a house with its small tables as well, beside the food and the name of the place. That's why.
Fantastic. Yeah,
okay.
Fantastic.
All
this
right.
is a nice creative story about thinking outside the box.
Yeah, thinking about the box. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would give the opportunity for some people to share as well.
Yeah. If anybody else would like to share any stories of creativity or any questions or thoughts of the session, anything. No. This is where it goes tick tock, tick tock. Okay, that's good. That's good. I would say now that the time is the end of the session. First of all, I have just 2 more slides just to see. This is the slides to look at. I would like to say thank you very much for having me today to be able to talk to you, for taking part in the creative workshop, and also a last thought of be creative, because anyone can be creative. And it almost seems funny to be able to have to talk about being creative, because everybody is creative in their own way. So please remember this and try and use creativity more. Okay, thank you.
And
thank you very much for that. Yes.
So Josh, in a way, I mean, it's part of it is trying to answer the same question maybe in a different way, or asking new questions. I mean, that really helps with creativity.
Yes.
And usually the routine and doing the things as we usually do is doesn't give space or provide space for creativity to grow. Give us just a very short, I saw in some of the lectures that you have produced and so on, like a very fast advice on how to really allow ourselves to be like using new restaurants. Maybe don't use Zoom the next meeting, use a different platform or something. Opening.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know it's a joke, isn't it, for people to say, children, you say, we are eating at this restaurant today. They say, why? Because the food is good. Why? Because I've ate there before. Why? Because it's on my street. Why? Because, okay. On and on and on, okay? This is what you should do, okay? You should ask yourself, why? Oh, ask my grandfather, for example. My grandfather is around 83 years old. He does similar things all the time, but now I buy him food he has never tasted before, he has never ate before, and he loves it. He says, oh, barbecue sauce, wow. Oh, before he wouldn't, he would leave that, okay? So what I would say to you with that thought is constantly, as a game for yourself, ask why, okay? Because different questions take you on different paths. So you are now going like this, one path. If you ask why, you change it slightly. So this can be applied to anything. This can be applied to your work, your life. I did this in lockdown, in COVID. I walked in my area the same way every day to exercise. And one day I said, I'll go a different way. I traveled a different way and I found a beautiful park. It was very green, flowers, lovely. Then I realized this was a golf course for golf. But because of COVID, there was no golf. And I was saying, wow, this is amazing. I didn't know this was in my area because I don't play golf and I didn't find it. Now I know that this exists and I have a different opportunity to engage with that area. I could go to the golf and say, have you ever thought about creative thinking workshops? I can deliver these. It's a new opportunity for me in both leisure and also work, maybe. This is what I say to everybody else as a thought.
And one question that I have, why would somebody ask, I mean, if there's another English saying, if it works, why fix it? You know, if it's working, it's not broken, why fix it? But this contradicts the way of thinking with the creativity.
Yeah, well, I understand as well. There is another saying similar, especially in Manchester, that is, it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. I suppose it's similar, but not the same as que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. It's different, isn't it? Because, for example, Coca-Cola is a big business. If it's not broke, why fix it? Okay, how many changes has Coca-Cola had? They have had many changes. At the moment, they are pushing for a change in the sugar, reduced sugar. Okay, so that isn't necessarily something that is broken, that is being fixed, but it is something that is a reflection of the times. Things have changed. So I would argue that there is always things that can be made better, or the phrase branched out. There can be a branch from like a tree branch that comes from something that is successful. And I would say that if it isn't fixed, if it isn't broke, why fix it? Well, think creatively about how your product that is great can reach more people, or how you can have your message speak to more people. If it is not broke, good. Tell more people about it. How? I don't know. Let's think. This is what I would apply.
So just a curious question. What's your favorite soccer team?
Yeah. Okay, so I would say Manchester City, which is an opposing to Manchester United. But I also find now that football isn't my favorite, but Manchester City will have to be the one that I prefer.
So that's creative.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Joshua. We appreciate having you with us. It was a great session. Lots to absorb. I'm sure we will be in touch again.
Yes. Yes, thank you. It's thank you very much for listening and inviting me to talk today. Thank you. And I will hopefully see you soon and potentially visit Jerusalem some point in my life.
Yes, and please try the falafel ice cream. I hope it'll be in business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Before, I
Yes.
mean, Josh, you can log off. I'd like to say something maybe in Arabic. We'll continue maybe in Arabic. So it's.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks.
Thank you, Josh.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
It
you.
was a great,
Thank you.
great lecturer.
بس إذا في إمكانية نضل دقيقة على السيشن. باي جوش. Take care. أبو سيمون.
عمر.
شفتوا المحاضرة؟
يعني هو حطنا على أول السطر زي ما بقولوا أو أول الطريق. يعني الواحد يقدر يشغل مخه بخلق أفكار جديدة، وهي مهمة كخطوة أولى. إحنا يمكن لازمنا نغوص أعمق في الموضوع، لكنه بداية موفقة إنه الواحد يشغل مخه، يقدر من أمور موجودة تحت إيده يقدر يسوي إشي. يعني
في بعلم النفس اكسرسايز بيعملوه، بيطلبوا من الناس يرسموا هيك ورقة، يحطوا ورقة وعليها مربع صندوق فيها، وبطلبوا من أنا هيك كلياته، وبطلبوا من الأشخاص يرسموا نقطتين. يعني هو مش مبين إشي، ما أظنش مبين إشي من عنده
بالنص.
لا مبين.
نقطتين بالداخل. هلا ايش بيعملوا؟ بيطلبوا من الاشخاص عاده، بيقولوا لهم ارسموا خط بين النقطتين، والناس اغلبيه الناس، لانه احنا بنعرف في الرياضيات حتى، يعني في الحساب، انه يعني خط مستقيم بين اي نقطه
اكثر،
والناس بترسم. هذا هو المنطق، بس اجمالا هذا تست بيعملوه بعلم النفس، يشوفوا قديش الشخص عنده كرياتيفيتي، لانه في مليون طريقه، ممكن يلفها دائره، ممكن يطلع من برا الصندوق، ممكن يعني يرسم رسمه وهذا تكون عين
بالضبط.
يعني الشغله انه السؤال الاكبر، خلص انا ليش اجرب مطعم جديد اذا هذا المطعم بعرفه سعره كويس وطعمه ممتاز وبعرف صاحب المحل وصاحبنا.
هذه مشكله. بالضبط. يعني انا مع هذا التفكير. ليش؟ لانه مزبوط بنزل مطاعم جديده على البلد، ان كان بمنطقه بيت لحم او بالجليل او بشيء، وفيش واحد عنده الجرأة انه ياخذ جروب يجرب. بقول لك ما انا متعود على المطعم اللي بروح عليه، واسعاره معروفه واكله زاكي والسواح ما بتشكيش وإشي زي هذا. يعني خلينا على التقليدي، ما نفكرش بموضوع جديد.
بس
وهذا صعب على اصحابين المطاعم.
يعني اغلبيتنا كلياتنا بنشتري من نفس المخبز.
ايوه
بالضبط. بالنهايه
بالضبط. يعني
معقول انا لحاله المخبز اللي انا بشتري منه صح وكلكم تشتروا من مخابز غلط؟ كل واحد فيه إشي يعني اللي
تعويد.
بس احنا
مشكلتنا بنحب الروتين. العرب
ايوه
بيحبوا الروتين.
واللي
سهل
انا
سهل.
بشتري من هذا الفرن بضلني اشتري منه.
خلص عليه هو.
بس اذا صدفت واضطريت تشتري من محل ثاني بتقول ايه هذا الخبز اذكى ولا شيء.
يعني الكرييتيف ثينكينج هيك نظريته انه انتم بتجربوا 10 مخابز، مخبزك الاغلبيه انه هو افضل لانه انت من خبره، بس من ال10 9 بتكون مستاء او بتلاقيه زي مخبزك، وواحد بتقول هذا المخبز افضل، وانت هيك بتكون تنورت، بكون حصلت على معلومه غيرك مش عماله بحصل عليها، لانك انت هناك يعني خطرت ب9 مرات خبز عاطل عشان تاخذ خبز اكثر، خبز او بسعر افضل او ماده افضل. هذا هو عكس الروتين. وكل ما الواحد يعني كل ما الواحد يكون جايد وعنده خبره اكثر، بتصير تراكم الخبره عنده عائق من ما يكون كرييتيف.
ايوه،
لانه لو انا جايد جديد شو بعرفني وين بتغدوا ببيت لحم، بسال هالناس وين بتاكلوا، واحد بقول لي كل عندهم بروح. اما انتم بتكونوا 100 مره رايحين على بيت لحم او على طبريه عارفين.
حتى بشغلنا يا عمر في مسؤول بيجي معي كل سنه، صار لي تقريبا 20 سنه بشتغل معه. قبل سنتين بقول لي بتعرف بدي اقول لك شغله، بقول له ايش؟ قال لي انا 20 سنه باجي معك فيش مره شرحت الموقع نفسه يعني بطريقه نفس اللي قبلها، كل مره بتحاول تشرحها بطريقه جديده. قلت له منيح الواحد بالذات اذا بيجوا نفس الزباين او نفس السواح بالجروب، يعني مرات بيجي 3 4 من الكنيسه بضلوا متكررين دائما بيجوا. حلو انك انت دائما تطرح امور جديده حتى تضلك تشجع الناس انه والله في تغيير، هاي المحل هذا جديد، اكلنا في مطعم ثاني، شغلات زي هذه. يعني التنوع والتغيير كثير كثير حلو بالذات بشغلنا احنا، لانه عندنا امكانيات نقدر نجرب ونستعمل امور كثيره من ضمن شغلنا يعني.
صح.
والواحد بدغدغ حواسه يعني. كمان الواحد بمل اذا بضل يروح على نفس المطعم وعلى نفس المكان وإشي كجايد، برضه الجايد نفسه بمل وببطل يعني متحمس يحكي او يقدم موضوع.
ايوه
يعني مرات انا باخذ جروب ماشي، اذا بكون جروب صغير بوقفهم عند افتيم بقول لهم اليوم بدنا ناكل ساندويش فلافل من هون، ادوقكم فلافل اولاد البلد مثلا. او بنكون ماشيين بموقع بلاقي كعك، بشتري 4 5 كعكات بقسمهم شقف صغيره بقول لهم خذوا دوقوا كعك القدس مع زعتر. بنكون ماشيين مثلا مره بقول لي ايش هذا الاخضر، ايش هذا الاخضر، كان موسم اللوز زي هالايامات، وقفت الباص نزلت اشتريت كيلو لوز قلت لهم دوقوا هذا بتاكل مع ملح كذا كذا. جرب يعني مش غلط.
حلو. مش غلط الواحد
انه يحاول كل شيء بيشوفوه السواح يخليهم يجربوا، يعني مش غلط يعني يجربوا، شو المشكله يجربوا.
والتعليم
يعني شو المشكله؟ واحد ما عجبوش ما ياكلش مره ثانيه، بس انه
يعني كمان
الواحد بده يجرب.
والتعليم ابو كمان يعني جزء كبير من مشكلتنا احنا هون عندنا بفلسطين او بالعالم العربي او بالعالم كلياته، بعلموا التعليم بتفوت على الصف بتدرس نفس المنهاج بتسوي نفس الموضوع من صف لصف 12.
فيش بمدارسنا ما بيعلموا الانسان يكون خلاق. بس احفظ وروح قدم امتحان وجيب علامه وانت شاطر
لانه الهدف
بيطلع الولد على العلامه بس على العلامه بيلاقي حاله ضايع ما إلوش في المواضيع اللي بتدرس بالجامعه. هاي مشكله.
علماء التدريس ابو سيمون يعني بيحكوا انه علماء التعليم بيحكوا انه هذا السبب منه انه كانت البناء لما بلشت الثوره الصناعيه مع المدارس كانوا بدهم عمال يطلعوا يداوم من 8 يروح على 4 يسوي شغله هيك ويخلص
ماكينه بدهم
ماكينه. وفي فرق بين يعني وفي فئه اللي هي اللي بتكون المدراء اللي بيقدروا يطوروا المصنع يعملوا المصنع وكلياته. للاسف تعليم عندنا اكثر تقليدي. يعني بغض
احفظ وامشي تلقين.
احنا عندنا عشان هيك يعني هي فكره هاي
ما هو
محرز جدا، والواحد بيقدر دائما يكسر الروتين يوميا. كل يوم الصبح بتشرب قهوه هذه عادة اكسرها، لازم الواحد يكسرها. يصيروا بدي اشرب اليوم شاي، بركي اقول ما عجبنيش القهوة، دائما بشتري نسكافيه، طب جرب جيكوب، او دائما بشرب جيكوب جرب تيستر تشويس.
بصير.
يعني الواحد بيقدر يكسر دائما، اللي ما بيكسر الروتين
بمل بالاخر، بيصير ملل.
ايوه، وهذا هو الهدف. يعني
انا مثلا اقول لك بصراحه، انا كنا بس يعني نطاق بيت لحم، كان كلهم يستعملوا يزوروا الكنيسه، ومن الكنيسه على الباركينج صرت اخذ السواح داخل البلد، على البلد القديمه بين البيوت، نحكي قصص، اطلعوا مع محلات يشوفوا كل بيت لحم فيها، لاقوا شيء جديد. يعني اوكي،
بس بزعل
يعني
منك السنتواري يا خالد بعدين بتضيع له الوقت.
لا، ما مرات هيك كنت اسوي، ما شو اسوي، ايوه بزعل مني هذا هون. احنا نقدرش نخلق شيء غير هل بيقولوا يعني 1 2 3. كنت انا اخلق شيء من حالي ومن خلال الشغل، اورجي البلد القديمه بهاي الطريقه. ما بعرفش اذا غلطان انا.
يعني حتى ممكن الواحد يخلق طريقة، يجاوب طريقة انه كيف الواحد بيقدر، يعني بدون ما الواحد يعني نأثر على الاقتصاد وعلى الفائدة، كيف الواحد يعمل زيارة السنتواري مختلفة. هذه فكرة.
تعرف شو مشكلتنا احنا بالذات الأدلاء؟ تعودنا انه اذا بدنا نمشي جروب في البلد القديمة، ولا في بيت لحم شارع مغارة الحليب، ولا بالسوق شارع النجمة، ولا إشي، المشكلة مش إنه الشوبينج يشتري السايح، ما عندنا مشكلة. المشكلة البياعين بيصيروا يقولوا له تأمنش لا ترجمانك، مش عارف إيش. بتروح عند اليهود فيش واحد بيفتح تمه، بتسيب الجروب، ما بتخاف، يشتري إيش بده يشتري، صحتين على قلبه. إحنا بدنا كمان نتحكم بشراء السايح. بس مشكلتنا إحنا التجار العرب بالذات في مناطق كلها، يعني بيروح على القدس القديمة، روح على الطور، روح على بيت لحم، روح على وين ما كان، نفس الكلام. عشان يبيع له بشكل زيادة، فكروا إنه يخرب العلاقة بين الجايد والسواح. عشان هيك الجايدات بتخسر إنه تمرق مثلا شارع مغارة الحليب، تخسر إنه تروح على شارع النجم، تخسر إنه تنزل البلد القديمة بنهار. كل هذا أسباب من إيديهم. أنا مرة قلت لرئيس جمعية السنتواري تبع البلد القديمة، قلت له ما هو من إيدكم. قلت له البلسن، قلت له أنا ياما سامع تجار تطلع بتقول لآخر الجروب عشان الترجمان ما يسمعش، تقعد تحكي له عن الجايد. قلت له يعني إذا فقد ثقته في الجايد بده يثق فيك أنت اللي تعرف عليك هلا قبل دقيقة.
صح.
هاي مشكلة عند
العرب.
عندنا
بيخافوا انه الواحد يعتمد على شطارته، بيحاول انه يبيع زيادة عن طريق تخريب علاقة، مش اني انا شاطر بياع شاطر هقدر اقنعه ابيعه.
نروح على غرفة الحليب 100%. انت 100%
كل التجار بيطلعوا من دكاكينهم، بصيروا يشدوا الجروب، تعالوا القاعد باخذكم على دكاني بدي اخذ عليكم عموله.
ايوه هذا من ماشو صح.
طب ما هو هذه
فضيحه
تخلي القاعد ما يمرق بالنهار او ما يمرق بوقت فتح الدكاكين، اختصارا من لساناتهم الطويله. وهذه انا حكيت لهم اياها بصراحه. مره كنا في اجتماع قلت لهم لو انه انتم بس تختصروا، قلت لهم الترجمان لا طالب عموله ولا شيء، بيع، دخل عندك سايح صحتين على قلبك بيعه، لا تسرعه ولا تقعد تلسن عليه. وهي مشكله احنا بنعاني منها. بتروح على طبريه، بتروح على وين ما كان في دكاكين، ولا واحد بيفتح تمه، الواحد بيشتغل شغله ببيع شغله وصحتين على قلبه. بتروح على سيزاريه في 20 دكان غاد، ولا عمري ما قلت لسايح ما تشتريش، بس ولا مره مسايح اجى بقول لي بحكي عليك صاحب الدكان. عند العرب كلهم بيجوا بيقولوا بيحكوا عليكم اصحاب الدكاكين. ما بعرف يعني انه هاي هي يعني العلاقه،
البيئه مختلفه.
هذا يعني هم مش قادرين يتعلموا انه يطلعوا من الصندوق والتكرار اللي بضلوا يعيدوه كل 5 دقائق للسواح، وهذا بئذي كثير.
بئذي طبعا.
كمان في كل واحد حاطط سعر على نفس الشقفه، بيكون حقها في كل محل سعر. يعني
انا بدي اقول لك شغله يا الياس،
بهدله.
بدي اقول لك شغله الياس، رحت قبل حوالي 10 سنين على رودوس، جزيره رودوس، فيها بلد القديمة زي القدس، حتى هو نفسه سليمان القانوني اللي بناها، يعني أسوار رودوس زي أسوار القدس، تفكر حالك باب العمود. المهم برضه مليانة سنتورية ومطاعم وكله، فيش واحد بيطلع من دكانته بينادي على سايح، كل واحد حاطط سعر القطعة على القطعة ومش مستعد ينزل سنت واحد، ولا هذا سعري. أنا قلت بدي أعمل تجربة، بقول لمرتي اسمع بديش أشتري من أول دكان، بدي ألف أشوف الأسعار كيف. أول دكان يمكن أغلى من آخر دكان عشان أول إشي الناس بتدخل. والله صممت أشتري قطعة معينة يعني ومكررة، كيف يعني بدك تشتري نقول مسبحة في بيت لحم، وهو نفس الصناعة كلياتهم. مشيت سألت عليها في كل الدكاكين هيك، يعني تجربة، والله كلهم نفس السعر، ولا واحد رضي ينزل سنت. قلت له ها هاي الشغل المريح، واحد
هذه البهدله عندنا.
البهدله عندنا مصيبه. الاولاد الصغار والحاله وعندهم غرة الحليب وبسبوا عليك، تتعرض ممكن لضرب حتى.
في البلد القديمه في القدس جوزيف
بيت لحم كمان صارت، والله بيت لحم نفس الشيء.
اسمع، ما رضيتش ابيع لواحد كرت، لحقنا يا زلمه، لحقونا في الطوابير. هذا الجاي
تنضرب مرة.
هاي
رمزي غطاس،
هاي مشكلة.
مرة رمزي غطاس أكل هوا انضرب والله.
أنا المقصد أولا وأخيرا يعني بموضوع الكرياتيف ثينكينج اللي كانت اليوم بادرة كتير ممتازة.
لا والله حلوة المحاضرة اليوم
للأدلاء اللي بدهم يشاركوا بالمسابقة. أنا عنينا، أنا وعمر كنا نتحدث، عنينا إنه نقدم هاي المحاضرات الثلاثة اللي هي اليوم وبكرة وبظن يوم الجمعة كمان. عنينا إنه إحنا نعملهم قبل ما نحدد تاريخ انتهاء المشاركة بالتقديم البرامج بالمسابقة. ليش؟ لأنه أجاني أنا أوريدي حوالي يمكن 7-8 برامج قرأتهم، المضبوط إشي تقليدي، بس كل واحد بيحاول يبرز لك شغلة معينة. الهدف إنه أنت إذا بدك تبيع برنامج بدك تكون مميز عن البرنامج العادي. ليش اللي بدي أجيك أنا أنت إذا بدك تبيع زي غيرك؟ عرفت كيف؟ إذا أنت بدك تعرض برنامج يعني وغيرك عارضه، شو الهدف إنك أنت تبرز فيه؟ ما في غيرك ويمكن أشطر منك كمان. بس الكرياتيف ثينكينج بخليك أنت حتى من الأشياء اللي ممكن نستعملها كل يوم أو نروحها كل يوم تقدر تعملها بطريقة مغايرة. يعني أنا إذا بيجيني جروبات صغيرة وبحس إنهم فيهم حيل يمشوا، بعمل لهم أنا تور on the roofs of the houses in the old city، بطلع على السطوح وبمشي وبنتفرج على القدس من فوق، بدل ما ننزل بالأسواق بنطلع من فوق، الفيو بيختلف، الهواء نقي إلى آخره. يعني هذه مثلا نروح طريق بدل ما أروحها وأرجعها نفسها، بروح مثلا من طريق بحاول دائما أرجع من طريق تاني حتى السائح يشوف شيء جديد. وهون الهدف بأنه إحنا نفتح ذهننا على الموضوع هذا. يعني أنا بقول لك التعليم بالمدارس والجامعات العربية تقليدي جدا، ابصم واحفظ وقدم امتحان وجيب 99% وجيب الأول، بس فعليا لما تطلع على سوق العمل انت تقليدي روتيني زيك زي اي واحد تاني، وصعب جدا. ليش؟ لانه ما في عندنا خلق مبادرات عند الاشخاص. وانا يعني بلاحظ هذا حتى باولادي، اولادي بعضهم تخرج من مدارس يعني وبنتي من مدرسه ثانيه، بتصدقش الفرق بالتعليم والاسلوب بين المدرستين. يعني أنا مثلا مش بروج لمدرسة عشان حدا يودي أولاده، بس أنا بنتي بشمت سبقت إخوتها وهي أصغر منهم بكتير إشي، باللغات، بالكرياتيف ثينكينج، في كتابة المقالة، في بحث، في إشي. الفرير والمدارس التقليدية الثانية الوردية هون يلا الأبو والأم ساعدوا، يلا مشي خليه يساعد، مش عارف شو هو صغير. هدولك لا اكتب اغلط ما في مشكلة، اكتب بس انت اكتب، انت جرب، مرة على مرة بتتحسن. وهون احنا لازم ندعم اولادنا من مصغرهم على الكرياتيف ثينكينج، وهذه يعني خطوة بتوقع اللي قمنا فيها هلا بتقديم هذا الموضوع. مهم جدا ان احنا ككبار اوريدي، يعني انا يمكن صعب على واحد صار بالخمسينات مثلا ولا بالستينات انه يجي هلا بده يغير طريقته ولا إشي اللي تعود عليها سنين طويله. لكن انا معني بالجيل الشاب، الجيل الجديد، انه يخلق لنفسه طريق جديد، وهو يكون ليدر بايونير، مش يقعد يقلد غيره ويسوي زي
سيمون. بالمانيا اكثر عمر بيعملوا فيه انتربرنور شيب، بيفتحوا شغل جديد فوق السن ال 75 سنه.
والله هذا اذا بهالبلد مع هموم هالبلد، اذا وصلنا لل 75 بقول لك يعني
يعطيك العافيه
شيخوخة، مات عن شيخوخة صالحه
بكره
اللي بوصل 75.
بكره اللقاء كثير مرتب، عامله الدكتور جورج ومعاه
اي ساعه نفس الميعاد؟
الساعه 5 على نفس اللينك، وشراكه مع اكبر شركه المانيه. يعني اوريدي هم بدهم يبلشوا بالسياحه ويجيبوا يعني ويعملوا، وهم بحاجه يعني بفتشوا على برامج جميله وبرامج جديده. يعني في بوتنشل كثير.
جورج فظيع، ما هم بيعرفوش الشباب، عمل محاضره قبل حوالي شهرين ثلاثه اذا بتتذكروا.
فيا ريت الكل.
جوزيف وعمر كثير ممتاز المحاضره، بس احكي لكم يعني مع انه بسيطه بينت، بس كثير
ما هو احنا كبدايه ايش بدك يبلش
كثير منيحه،
بافكار
كثير منيحه.
سنه رابعه جامعه يعني بدنا
لا بس كثير منيحه. وعمر لازم احكي معك، انا في شغله لازم احكي فيها معك ومع جوزيف، يمكن بعدين في فكره كثير كويسه، بس انا مش راح ادخل في المسابقه تبعتكم يعني لانه ما لسه مش مسجل عضوي يعني، بس في فكره كثير كويسه.
بس انا برايي كل المحاضرات بقدر الناس تستفيد منها، كثير مهمه حتى يقدر الواحد
معلوم
كيف بشوفوا قطاع السياحه عندنا، وايش يعني ايش هم بدهم، ايش الشركات السياحه اللي بدها اياه. وهم يعني بحسوا كثير اوقات الجروبات ما بتسمع لهم، او الترافل ايجنتس مش عمالهم بيسمعوا، ويعني في حاجه، وخاصة في كومبيتيشن كتير كبيرة من السوق الإسرائيلي. يعني الواحد لازم يحافظ على وجودنا في هذا القطاع كفلسطينية وكاهتمام.
عمر بتصدقش يعني إذا بقول لك أنا إلي أصدقاء كتير قايدات يهود، كل واحد له أسلوبه بالترجمة. صعب جدا تلاقي 3 أو 2